Hello Outlaw Nation and welcome back to the Outlaw Dynasty Outlaw Insider Season 2 Kickoff. Great year last year in Rich Mahogany's first season, 7-6, first bowl game in school history, first winning record in school history. So definitely something we want to build upon, and we have loftier goals this season. Really what we want to do is get to the Conference USA Championship game, give ourselves a chance to compete for a conference championship. So that's the goal for Season 2. Let's go take a look at the preseason top 25 conference predictions, preseason All-Americans, and take a look at what 2036 might have in store for us. Let's go. All right, your 2036 preseason top 25. Tennessee, your defending national championship, starts the preseason as number 1. Penn State, Nebraska, Florida State, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Oregon, USC, Georgia, and Florida round out 1 through 10. Minnesota, LSU, Virginia Tech, Iowa, Notre Dame, Illinois, Northwest Missouri, Cal, Michigan, and Arizona will be 11 through 20. And the UCF, Ohio State, Arizona State, and Ole Miss will round out your 2036 preseason top 25. All right, so we'll be the only Conference USA team playing in Week 1 as we host Tulsa. However, our season schedule, of course, opening up with Tulsa, then we're going to travel to Blacksburg to take on number 13 Virginia Tech. Then we got preseason number 2 Penn State at home. Then we go on the road to Knoxville to take on the preseason number 1 and defending national champion Tennessee Volunteers. That'll wrap up our non-conference. Then we'll get a bye week, and then we got UTSA at home, and then a weird scheduling glitch has us going right back to El Paso this season. Then we got Northwest Missouri at home, go to Central Missouri, to Arkansas State, host Arkansas Tech for the battle for the Golden Hard Drive, bye week, host Texas State, and we'll wrap up the regular season with a trip to Pittsburgh State to take on the Gorillas. That is our 2036 schedule. All right, conference predictions. Right now, they got us predicted to finish 5th in the North, just ahead of Pittsburgh State. So hopefully we can do much better than that prediction, because if we want to win a conference championship, we can't be finishing there. On the South side, they got Louisiana Tech predicted to finish 1st on the South and defend their South Division championship. Let's take a look at the other conferences, just their quick overall 1 through 10s. So you got Florida State topping the preseason poll in the ACC at 1, Virginia Tech and Miami right behind them. In the American, it's UCF with Army and Tulsa going 2-3. In the Big 12, it's Boomer Sooner with Texas and Texas Tech 2-3. Big 10, Penn State with Nebraska and the Golden Gophers 2-3. And of course, Northwest Missouri with Arkansas State and Texas Tech. Of course, 5 of the 6 teams in our division are 1 through 5, so that tells you which division is the toughest in our conference. Independence, nobody cares. The MAC, Miami, Ohio, predicted to finish 1st with Central Michigan and Bowling Green right behind them. Mountain West, Fresno State with Nevada and San Jose State 2-3. In the Pac-12, it's the Ducks predicted to win it this year with USC and Cal 2-3. The SEC, the Vols predicted number 1, Arkansas and the Dogs. So the Vols, Hogs, and Dogs go 1, 2, 3 in the SEC. And last and least, it's the Sun Belt. And Florida International is predicted to defend their title for the Sun Belt this season with Troy and UAB right behind them. That is a quick look at the preseason conference predictions. All right, your preseason top 5 Heisman watch list. You got the running back from Georgia, Johnson, followed by the running back from Tennessee, Young, quarterback from Arkansas, Bruce Anthony, Cliff Stevens, the halfback from Arizona State, and the guy we faced in the season opener last year, quarterback from Notre Dame, Thomas Johnson. But that is your preseason top 5 for the Heisman race in 2036. All right, preseason All-American and All-Conference. We didn't have anybody on the first or second team preseason All-American team. All-CUSA first team, Trey Palmer, picked for wide receiver. And John the Wrecking Ball Balser is picked to be the first team strong safety. Got anybody on the second team? Brian Stokes selected as a second team preseason all-conference at defensive end. And David Vela, second team all-CUSA preseason. So that's a look at the preseason all-conference selections. Let's talk recruiting. So we got 2 creative prospects, priority prospects this season. We got Smokey Swisher. He's a 5-star, number 1 wide receiver in the country. Bigsby Spartan out of Bigsby, Oklahoma. Is 5'9", 190. And he got juice. 95 speed, 95 excel. So hopefully we can get in and out-recruit some of these big boys. Oklahoma, Tennessee, Florida State, USC. And get Smokey to sign up with the Outlaws. Then we got Cedric Perkins' little brother, Cyrus Perkins. I tried to make him an athlete, but he came out as a tight end. He'll probably end up being a linebacker. But that's our priority recruits for 2036, Smokey Swisher and Cyrus Perkins. Other than that, on the board, load up with linemen, man. We got to start building the offensive line. So that's what our intent is with this, with our first setup here on the board. Go after as many linemen, quality linemen as possible. We got 1 quarterback on the board right now, Tyson Evans, 79 overall, 4-star out of Dynasty, Texas, number 2 pocket passer in the country. We need wideouts. We got Cade Baker, along with Smokey Swisher. He's the number 4 wide receiver. He's also out of Oklahoma, out of Jinx Trojan. We got some linebackers, another athlete, but we'll keep you updated on the board as we move forward throughout the season. But that is a quick look at recruiting. All right, let's take a look at our depth chart heading into the 2036 season. Of course, J.R. Romero is back as QB1. He's improved on his accuracy and his throw power a little bit. And the second half of the season last year, first half he threw for like 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 11 picks. And then the second half of the regular season, he threw for like 1,600 yards, 18 touchdowns, and 5 picks. 16 touchdowns and 5 picks. So definite improvement as he went throughout the season. So he's secured his job going into 2036 with that performance. Anderson's going to be our starting running back with Ross on the backup. Lewis and Wheat go 3-4 on the depth chart at halfback. Yeti, our starting fullback, with Morton behind him. Receivers go Palmer, Henderson, Doolin, Gabriel, Gray, and Parrish. We got Peoples and Mayfield at tight end. Our starting O-line will go Jackson, Richards, Daly, who has had our biggest improvement over the offseason with a +7. Payne at right guard, and Pennington at right tackle. Stokes is back at left end to start for his sophomore season, as well as Flanagan. We got we'll have a rotation at defensive tackle with Big Huey Brown, Big George Smith, George Smith's cousin David Smith, and then Trayvon the Tank Henderson. So those 4 guys will rotate at defensive tackle, try and keep everybody fresh so we can keep pressure and control that line of scrimmage. Our linebacker, Sterling Anderson, the junior JC recruit. We moved him from strong safety. He'll be starting at left outside linebacker. David Simmons, another JC linebacker. He'll be our starting linebacker at 75 overall. And Roberson is back for his junior season. He'll be starting at right outside linebacker. A lot of these guys will move them around. Won't necessarily be in those specific spots, but we'll move them around to make as many plays as possible. Corners. We got Javon Sullivan, the JC transfer. He'll be number 1 corner. Tommy Scott, the true freshman, will be our number 2 corner. He'll swap in and out with Vela, but Vela's going to move around. I got some ideas to use him kind of like Roy Williams in the early 2000 Oklahoma teams. So he'll be back there in coverage, but we're also going to try and sneak him up close to the line of scrimmage. Maybe use that speed and explosion to put some quick pressure on the quarterback and cause a little havoc. So Sullivan, Scott, and Vela are going to be our top corners. Of course, Pittman back at free safety. But we'll also move him around. We might kind of flip-flop him and Vela a little bit, and let Vela sometimes sit back in center field and go after the ball and try to get some picks. And Wrecking Ball back at strong safety. Of course, Wellington will be doing all the kicking duties with Barry backing him up. At kick returner, of course, we got Vela, and the freshman Ross is going to be back there with him on kick returns. And then, of course, Vela is going to be our punt returner, providing those explosive plays on special teams. That is a quick look at our 2036 depth chart. All right, let's check out the Golden Hurricane. They got a junior quarterback, Brandon Black. He's a 78 overall. Some good tailbacks here, 88, 88, 84, Williams, Jones, and Chandler. Fullbacks a 76. Their wideouts go 89, 77, 71. They only have 3. That's weird. They just must not have very good wide receivers, and all the tight ends are filling up those spots. But yeah, that's interesting. Tight end 81, 80, 74. 74, 75 left tackle, 87 left guard, centers an 81, 86 right guard, 82 right tackle, 83 left end, 82 right end, 76, 74 for the D tackles, linebackers 79, 78 left, 83, 79 middle, and a 78 right outside linebacker. The corners go 81, 78, 76, 73, 72. 71 free safety, 82, 81 strong safeties. Kicker is at 80. Punter is a 78. So not an overpowering team. They went 10-3 last season, so they know how to win ball games. But this is a new season, and hopefully we can start off on the right note and compete with the Tulsa Golden Hurricane as they travel down the B line to take on the Outlaws in Week 1. That's a quick look at Tulsa. There you have it, 68 overall versus 83 overall. On our side, we ended last season as a 60 overall, now we're 68, so a +8. Offensively, we ended last season 60, we +5 to 65 this season, and defensively, we ended last season as a 61 overall, and we +10 to 71. So we're improving, and hopefully we can continue to do so and start off the season on the right foot here against Tulsa. All right, their top players to watch. Wide receiver Lucas, 89 overall. Halfback Jones, 88 overall. And the halfback Williams, 88 overall. So offensively, that's where their top players are going to be. So we're going to have to step it up on defense and perform well this week. Of course, Wellington and Barry, 83 and 76. And then the freshman Smith comes in at a 79 overall to be one of our top players on the team. That's going to be it this week. Thank you for joining us for the Season 2 kickoff here on Outlaw Insider. We appreciate you checking us out. If you're enjoying the Outlaw Dynasty, we always ask that if you do enjoy it, please support the channel by hitting that like. Every time you hit that like button, it helps out the channel. We love the comments, subscribe, share, hoist trophies, win championships for the Tater Sports Network. I'm Chip D. Till next time, see ya.
You crazy mother.